Do you know, Secretary, how many public interest immunity claims have been made by your minister last financial year and how many have been made so far this year?
I don't have that data to hand, Senator.
Can you provide the data to the committee?
I'll take that on notice.
Thank you. Talking about taking questions on notice, last estimate, Secretary, I was asking you questions about how where you responded to a question on notice by referring me to other questions, answers to other questions on notice that hadn't been lodged.
Yes,
remember
Senator,
that?
I do recall.
It was kind of this bizarre bureaucratic mess that that became apparent. Do you remember that exchange?
I do, Senator, and at the time I recall I apologised for the process issue and explained that at the time that the Quan was prepared to you referring to the other Quans, we expected that they would be lodged simultaneously and they weren't.
Actually, you said that you'd take it on notice and provide an explanation on notice about why you had on notice referred to other questions on notice and answers to other questions on notice that hadn't been given. You said you'd take that on notice and provide some details. Why haven't you answered that question on notice?
Senator, if you would give me the question number, I can
Question
let
on
you
notice
know,
5 and 6 from the last estimates hearings.
and I'll ask my questions on notice team if they could give me the status of that question.
So you're taking on notice your failure to answer on notice, questions I asked you on notice about questions that you responded on notice to answers you hadn't given on notice. Is that what's happening?
How long did it take to work up that line?
I just did it then, Minister.
Senator, I've asked the team who's behind me to give me the status of the two questions you just asked.
So that's the question on notice about questions on notice that you answered on notice by referring to answers that weren't given on notice.
It's no
Is
funny
that right?
time.
It's no funny at any point, that kind of bureaucratic mess from Home Affairs.
Senator, could I just...
Sorry,
Sorry, Chair.
I was just seeking an indication of time. You've had the call for about 20 minutes.
Well, subject to getting some answers, this should
Yeah.
wrap up at some point.
Can I make an inquiry as to how much longer you think you've got before we can move on to the next
It
outcome?
depends on the answers, but not long is my hope. Yep.
Okay.
Now, Secretary, one of the answers that you referred me to that you hadn't answered in that previous round was SE 2496, which related to the number of people travelling to Israel for the purpose of joining the IDF. Now, that question is now extremely long-standing, and you still haven't answered that question, SE 2496. How is it that you still haven't answered SE 2496?
So, Senator, I'll ask the team to check the status of that question on notice, but I can advise you that questions on notice 5 and 6 from last estimates hearing have been provided by the department.
When were they provided?
I'll get the date for you, Senator.
All right. When we're talking about questions on notice, some questions on notice have been lingering, not for weeks or months past the due by date. But one question, Secretary, was put to you on the 4th of November 2024, and it's SE 24358, where we're seeking information about the number of people, of asylum seekers transferred to a regional processing country.